Hello everyone, this is Xmaster Magic here, and today I wanted to create a video about how to create your own custom mod pack, because there's really not a lot of videos out there that show you how to do it and do it correctly. If you do find a video, it's usually all over the place and it's really not informative. So today I want to show you exactly how to do that and how to do it easily. We're going to be using Forge as our launcher. You can also use Lightloader, and there's a few others out there that you can also use. So before we get started, there's a couple things I recommend. First off, I recommend you ask your parents if you can edit the files on your computer, because that's the biggest step and you're going to need access to all the files that you can possibly get your hands on. Next, I suggest downloading a launcher like Feed the Beast and so on, and looking at mod packs and seeing what mods they're using, so that way you can become familiar with what mods are out there and what they work well with. Okay, so with that information, let's get Minecraft going. Let's take a look at vanilla Minecraft and really understand what we're about to do. Once we go in here and we click play, we'll look at our title screen and just see what we got there. So from here, as you can see, there's no way that you can access mods here. There is this Minecraft Realms, but there is no area to access mods, and we're going to want some way to do that. And the way we do that is with Forge. And the way you get Forge is simple. You just go to Google and you type in Minecraft Forge. Can't spell. Go to their main website. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of versions here. And we're going to want to pick 1.7.10 because the newest stuff is the newest version of Minecraft out is 1.8.1, but there's not a lot of mods that are up to date for that, so we're going to want to choose this one that says recommended here. We could choose this one, but it could be unstable. I just recommend we stick with this. We're going to click install/win. If you have a Mac, I believe you're going to want the installer, but for right now we're on Windows, so we're going to click this, and it's going to bring us to an ad fly. We wait a couple seconds and we click skip ad. Then we can actually download the file. Click here, click Save File. We have 1 second. We're going to want to go to our downloads, and we'll see the jar file, or we'll see the Forge file right here. So I'm going to drag this out on our main screen just so we can see it. I already have it out there, and we can close out of that. We don't need that right now. We'll minimize that. So now that we have Forge on our desktop, we're going to want to double click it and load it. It's going to probably ask you for a user account control. You'll just click yes, or if you're not an administrator, you're going to click run as an administrator and just click run. So it should open up with this box right here. We're going to click install client. Obviously, if you have a server, you're going to want to click on install server, but for right now we're using a client. So this here should be your .minecraft folder in your roaming, and if it's not, you should change it to that. Click OK, and it'll add a whole bunch of files and libraries to your .minecraft file. I'm not going to do it right now because I've already done it, and it might mess up what I have installed already. So before you can start installing mods, you're going to want to run Minecraft one time before you put them into your mod file. So we'll start up our launcher. And we're going to want to go down and click Create New Profile. Now, I already have a Forge profile, so I'm just going to edit mine and just walk you through the steps of what I did. So here's our profile name. We can change it to whatever. I changed it to Forge. I kept the launcher visibility open because I'm going to want to see all of that the launcher is doing, all the mods that it's loading up, and I want to see all the processes. You can keep that closed if you want to, but trust me, when you start adding a lot of mods, you're going to want to keep that open. Down here it says use latest version. For you, usually that's what it's set at. You're going to want to find where it says release 1.7.10 Forge, the one with Forge in its name, and you're going to use that one. Now down here, this box is normally unchecked. We're going to click check, and we're going to edit these arguments in here. Now, this first number right here where it says XMX whatever G, I think it's normally set default at 1. Depending on how much RAM your computer has, I recommend using half of your RAM because mods can really take a toll on your computer, and you can suck up a lot of memory really fast. So you're going to want to raise that number and do half of what your computer can handle. So my computer is 6 gigs of RAM. So I've made it 3. That's about half, and it runs pretty smoothly. Down here, there's usually an XX number equals, I believe, numbers 128M. We're going to change that. I'll leave this in the description, but you're going to want to change it to this, because what happens is Java starts creating a whole bunch of temporary files, and the 112 isn't enough memory for Java to download and put all those temporary files in while it's launching. So we need to change that to a different size, and that's exactly how you do it. So if you're running into issues with loading, this is how you get more memory to load. We'll click Save Profile, and we'll click Play, and we can run it one time. For you, it should load up pretty fast. For me, there's a lot of mods in there, so it'll take a little time. So just be patient. Okay, so now that we got to our title screen, you may notice a few changes. The first one you'll probably see is this mods button right here. And you'll also probably notice how many mods will be loaded. It'll probably say 0 out of 0 for you. So we'll click mods, and as you can see, we have a new mod list. And from here, you're not going to see any, but this is where you'll be able to disable and configure a lot of your mods. Not all of them, but most of your mods. We'll get into configuring later. So now we opened it one time. Let's take a look at how to exactly download and install these mods into your modded folder. So we've installed Forge, we've opened it one time, and we were able to let it create its files. Now it's time to install our mods. And the way we do that is simply by looking up your mods online. I suggest, like I said before, looking at other launchers and seeing what mods are out there, and really getting to know the mods before you start installing them. So go to your favorite search engine. Mine's Google. So we'll go Biomes of Plenty, and we'll look it up right away. And as you can see, it's the first one. I've already clicked on it because I've already installed it a couple times. You may have to scroll down and find the one you're looking for if it's obscure or different than most, but usually it's the first one. A lot of times it'll take you to the Minecraft forums where a lot of them are posted. A lot are posted on there. So you could really just search here if you really wanted to. But for right now, we'll just click here, click on Minecraft, download the mods, and it'll take us to the download page. We are going to want to download the same exact version which our Forge is. Otherwise, it may not be compatible and it probably won't work correctly. So we'll just click on Universal. It'll take us to AdFly. For me, every now and then it'll say cookies not enabled, so I just refresh the page and it should work fine. Make sure that when you click download that it's a jar file or a WinRAR file, otherwise it could be a virus. So we'll just click save, it goes into our download file. Now, I recommend making a new folder and just calling it mod. And install and download all your mods first before you start installing them into your actual Minecraft, because things can get really hairy really fast and things can mix up and trashy and stuff like that. So we'll go to our documents, go to downloads, and it should be there. As you can see, I've already downloaded it before, so we'll take it and put it in our mods file. Now that we have our mod file of all the mods we want, we can start installing, and that's really simple. All we have to do is go to our .minecraft folder, so we go to %@data, %, click on roaming, click on .minecraft, and click on mods. This folder right here wouldn't be here if Forge wasn't installed correctly. So that's how you know it was installed correctly. If it's not there, then you should probably take a couple steps back and just make sure it gets installed correctly. So we'll double click on that. As you can see, I already have tons of mods installed, and it's really simple to install them. All you do is just drag it and drop it in there. Obviously, I already have it installed, so it's going to ask me to replace. For you, you shouldn't have anything in there, so it should just drag over. Really simple. Now that you've installed your first mod, let's open Minecraft and make sure that it's in there. You're going to want to do this with every single mod that you download. Do it one by one and drop it in there. Otherwise, you can run into some conflict IDs and not enough memory and the wrong version and a lot of other things. Like Tinker's Construct, you need to download Mantle first, open Minecraft, then close out of Minecraft, then you can start adding Tinker's Construct stuff. At least that was the process with me. It wouldn't work any other way. So just make sure you download each one individually and launch Minecraft and make sure that it shows up in your mods tab on your title screen. So we'll just sit here and wait until this loads. At our title screen here, we're going to click on mods, and you should see it in your mods list. Obviously, it'll probably be the first one for you since you don't have many mods if you're following along. I'm going to look for it right here. It should be right there. And as you can see, you can click config or disable, and we'll learn more about how to config this in our next steps. You can't really do it here, but a lot of other mods you can. So that's all it takes to install first mod. And it's installed correctly. We should see 1 of 1 at the bottom here. And now let's learn how to configure them. So we've installed Forge, we saw it work on Minecraft, we've installed our mod, and we saw that show up in our mods tab on our main screen. Now we have the option to configure that mod, and this is where it can get really deep really fast, and we can get really creative. In this video I'm not going to show too much about how to edit these files, but we're just going to take a quick example of Biomes of Plenty. So if we go to our start menu and we search for our roaming file, which is under %appdata %, and I put the wrong symbol. Okay, so we've installed Forge, we saw it work, we saw our mods tab, and we installed our first mod, which was Biomes of Plenty. Now it's time to get really creative. We can edit that mod by editing its configuration file. And it's really simple, but it can get really deep really fast. If you don't know what you're doing, you might mess some things up. This might be confusing to some, so I suggest watching some other videos on how to edit configuration files. But this is just a quick get you started. So first we're going to want to get to our config file, and that's simple. Just click Start, do %data, appdata, %, and go to roaming, click Minecraft. And when our mod gets installed, it'll create this file called config. Now here you can see all the configuration files for all your mods. For me, there's tons because I have a lot of mods installed. We're going to go to Biomes of Plenty. And for you, this first Biome Gen may not have a type of file. Like there's no application that can use this file. So you might have to search online for certain ones, or you can simply download Notepad++. I like that personally because it's exactly like Notepad, it just allows you to edit configuration and class files. So to get started, download that and click on Use Notepad++. So now we're in Notepad++. As you can see, it's really simple. I've been in here before, so you can see some changes that I've made. But if you just read it, you should be able to follow along what it says. So in the Nether, biomes to generate, boneyard, corrupted sands, all these things. If we want to turn any of them off, we just change where it says true to false. And make sure you spell it correctly and make sure it's lowercase. And click save. And then the boneyard will not spawn or generate in the Nether. And vice versa, if we wanted to, we change it to true. Now, like I said, this can get really confusing really fast because this is not the only thing you can do. This is only Biomes of Plenty. So I suggest looking up other videos about how to edit your configuration files and what things mean, and really Google if you don't understand what something is. Don't just change it. Like this biome weights, we can change how much and how little of things spawn. So see where it says 3, that 3 might be 300 blocks, or it might be, just so many confusing things. So I suggest watching some videos before you go in and start editing a lot of files. But that about wraps up for this tutorial. I wish you luck on making your mod pack. Remember, you can't distribute any mod packs that you make unless you get licenses and permission from the mod makers themselves, because you're editing their files and such. So just be careful what you do, enjoy, have fun, and create. This is X Master Magic signing off. Until next time.